In the vast desert area of northwest China, an unprecedented environmental protection project is rewriting the fate of the desert. More than 200 of China's latest sand control robots are deployed here, including 80 sand-fixing machines, 30 automatic seedling planting machines, and dozens of crawler transport vehicles and sand barrier laying machines. Planned on time, they will improve soil structure through special design, effectively store rainwater and increase soil moisture, thus promoting plant growth. It can transform 8,000 acres of desert land into a vibrant oasis in just 30 days. So, what exactly does China's latest desert controlling robot do? If you find today's video interesting, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exciting videos. Now let's get into today's topic. Over the past few hundred years, the expansion of deserts has led to desertification and desertification of large amounts of land, posing a huge challenge to human life. Imagine that once fertile land is now barren and unable to grow abundant crops. Forest lands are destroyed by desertification, and the reduction in timber resources forces local residents to cut down trees more frequently, creating a vicious cycle. At the same time, the desertification of grasslands has also seriously hindered the development of animal husbandry, making the livelihood of herders increasingly difficult. Currently, about one-third of the world's land area is covered by desert, and China is one of the countries most seriously threatened by desertification. However, China did not sit idly by and did nothing. Instead, it actively took measures to control the desert and strive to restore the ecological environment. Since the 1950s, China has carried out desert control work for more than 60 years. In particular, China has achieved remarkable results in the management of the Mu'us Desert. According to the latest data, the current area under control of the Mu'us Desert has reached an astonishing 93.24%, and this desert is gradually transforming into an oasis. But when it comes to desertification control, many people may first think of traditional methods such as tree planting and turf planting. While these measures have had some success, their effectiveness is often limited. With the rapid development of science and technology, China has begun to explore more efficient desert control technologies. For example, by using drones for precise seeding, the survival rate of vegetation has been greatly improved. In addition, the introduction of drought and sand-tolerant plant varieties has greatly enhanced the effectiveness of desert control. However, you may not know that among the many deserts in China, the Kubuqi Desert is still a huge challenge that has not been successfully managed, and its environmental impact is also the most serious. The Kubuqi Desert is not only one of the 7 largest deserts in China, but also the desert closest to Beijing. As we all know, Beijing, an ancient capital with thousands of years of history and culture, is the political, cultural and economic center of China, and its importance is self-evident. However, the existence of the Kubuqi Desert is like a potential time bomb, constantly threatening the ecological security of the city. In the past 20 years or so, whenever sandstorms in the Kubuqi Desert hit, the sky in Beijing would be shrouded in haze, and the air quality would drop sharply, seriously threatening the health of citizens. At the same time, the expansion of deserts has also aggravated the desertification problem in Beijing and surrounding areas, causing serious damage to the ecological environment. In order to protect the ecological security of the capital, the Chinese government has been working hard to increase vegetation coverage by introducing drought and sand-tolerant tree species. In the past 10 years or so, tens of millions of trees have been planted in the Kubuqi Desert, and the green area is gradually expanding every year. At the same time, China also promotes the growth and recovery of grassland through measures such as sowing and irrigation. Today, patches of lush green grass can be seen on the edge of the desert, effectively slowing down the invasion of wind and sand. Although these efforts have achieved certain results, given the huge area of the Kubuqi Desert, governance requires a large investment of manpower, material, and financial resources. Harsh desert climate conditions, such as drought, sandstorms, and other natural factors, also bring many challenges to governance work. The ecosystem in desert areas is extremely fragile, and if it is not properly managed, it can easily cause further damage to the ecological environment. Therefore, China must introduce more advanced technology and equipment to completely change this desert and turn it into an oasis. In order to improve the Kubuqi Desert environment as soon as possible and reduce potential threats to Beijing, China has been developing new desert control robots. In February 2024, China launched a new desert management robot, the Zhumang 301 robot. This is a multifunctional equipment that integrates sand fixation, seedling planting, transportation and sand barrier laying. It consists of 80 sand fixing machines, 30 automatic seedling planting machines, and dozens of crawler transport vehicles and sand barrier laying machines. This combination allows the robot to quickly and efficiently complete a series of management tasks in the desert. Compared with traditional manual treatment methods, Zhumang 301 can quickly and evenly spray sand-fixing agents during the sand-fixing process, stabilizing loose sandy soil and forming a soil environment suitable for the growth of green plants. According to test data, the sand fixation efficiency of this kind of robot is 6 times that of manual work, which greatly shortens the treatment cycle. In the seedling planting process, the automatic seedling planting machine can accurately plant green plant seedlings into the soil and ensure the survival rate of each green plant through the intelligent control system. Compared with traditional manual seedling planting, the robot seedling planting efficiency has increased by nearly 80%, and the survival rate has stabilized at more than 95%, greatly improving the management effect. In addition, Zhumang 301 is also equipped with a crawler transport vehicle and a sand barrier laying machine, which can travel freely in the desert, quickly transport treatment equipment and materials, and at the same time lay sand barriers to prevent wind and sand invasion. Last week, China successfully conducted a field experiment of the Zhumang 301 robot in the Kubuki Desert. In this experiment, Zhumang 301 carried more than 30 types of mechanical equipment, demonstrating the mechanized operation process, and the effect was extremely significant. The robot adopts cluster local joint control technology to achieve efficient and precise desert control operations. Taking salix planting as an example, 159 salix plants need to be planted per acre, but Zhumang 301 can be completed in just 19 minutes, consuming only 2.1 liters of fuel per acre. What's even more striking is that when 5 robots form a working group, they can complete the planting task of about 180 acres in one day. This high efficiency is shocking. But the function of this Zhumang 301 robot does not stop there. It can also carry out seedling cuttings and sand barrier laying at the same time. By laying out sand nets and sand barriers, and cutting vertical seedlings and sand barriers, it achieves both sand prevention and control function. It is reported that the daily operation volume of flat sand barriers can reach 100 to 200 acres, while the daily operation volume of vertical sand barrier cuttings is 150 to 200 acres. If these mechanical equipment are used in combination, a group of robots can manage 280 acres of desert every day. At this rate, it only takes 30 days to change the ecology of 8,000 acres of desert and turn it into a lush oasis. It is worth mentioning that China will invest 500 million yuan to launch an important plan in 2022. The plan uses desert solization technology to convert sand into soil through physical methods to ecologically restore and green unused desert areas. This strategy not only helps prevent and fix sand, but also promotes the development of ecological industries and creates a green supply chain. The project is implemented in 3 phases. The first phase has been successfully completed in 2022. 2,500 acres of desert have been successfully transformed into fertile land. The former yellow sand has now turned into a lush green scene. The second phase will start from 2023 to 2024, and the transformation area will be expanded to approximately 30,000 acres. The third phase is expected to be carried out from 2025 to 2028, when the transformation area will reach an astonishing 65,000 acres. Now with the addition of the Zhumang 301 robot, China's desert control plan will be more complete. Perhaps in the near future we will be able to witness a spectacular green miracle born in the desert. In fact, China has made remarkable achievements in desert control work in vast desert areas. In different desert areas, China has adopted a variety of innovative strategies. For example, in the Muus Desert, people fixed the dunes by laying checkered straw mats to effectively prevent wind erosion and further desertification. This method not only slowed down the expansion of the desert, but also promoted vegetation recovery. In the Tanga Desert, Biological desert control technology is used to improve soil quality and restore vegetation by utilizing the symbiotic relationship between microorganisms and plants. This environmentally friendly and sustainable method opens up a new way for desert control. Although these methods have achieved good results, in comparison, the Zhumeng 301 robot, as a new generation of desert control robots, its efficient and intelligent characteristics herald a major change in China's desert control industry. I believe that in the future, China's desert control robots may not only play an important role domestically, but are also expected to help other countries facing similar challenges improve their environment. Before we end today's video, remember to hit that shiny subscribe button. This way you will receive more information on projects as soon as possible. Looking forward to sharing with you next time.